All right, local swell trackers, it is Thursday, the 13th of December. We're going to start here with the chart last Thursday, the 6th. This culprit right here, spinning off near the dateline, is the culprit for that big, fat west-northwest that brought us up into the 10-foot range at Pipeline, and the boys scored in the Billabong Pipeline Masters. That fades, but we get some more storminess off of Japan, a very broad storm with some storm force winds in it. It spins, bumps into the high pressure that's been dominating in the central and east and northeast Pacific. And let's take a look at this current storm here. These are the model runs on Tuesday showing how it's hitting the high pressure, bouncing up and over as it weakens. That storm will produce these swell periods here of 18-second forerunners today, Thursday in the afternoon. It'll be here filling in on Thursday morning, peaking in the midday hours of 5 to 7 local scale, or 2.5 times overhead. That's what we're going to be claiming. Pipeline should refract that energy really well. And then we have some minor bumps, but nothing like that swell. This is the main significant event. The long term shows a little bit of fetch passing most of its energy off to our north, and we'll take a look at that as we drill in. But this current swell train moving our way right now that hits tonight is going to be the most significant event, especially for the contest. So the current scenario, doesn't show up anymore here on the charts. There's that 1033 millibar high pressure here. It's going to be moving south and weakening. We'll see a drop in the trade winds and trade wind swell a little bit over the weekend, but it ramps back up as a high pressure rebuilds and puts us right back into where we have been this week with tons of wind and wind swell dominating. Clicking in the animations, you can see a little bit of something popping up right there. These storms that are forming off of Japan have a real quick zonal track from west to east, moving out of our swell window as they move, sending great swell off to the west coast and some minor swell for us. Check that one out. That is going to be producing swell big enough for some outer reefs and mavericks. The jet stream is hitting the high pressure ridge off to our northwest and bounces up and over, and the swells that are being steered within the jet are following that track and not getting close enough to us. That's the main buffer for this next swell, limiting the size to below advisory levels. Otherwise, that storm would have been really good, but it stayed off about 2,400 miles off to our northwest. So there, even in the long haul, see all those blues, the jet stream trying to get out towards the dateline, but not happening. We do get storms, but they stay far away. And again, this is the pattern for the next 7 to 10 days, leading to below average swell heights. But at least Pipeline will score for the final day. Now let's take a look down under. The jet stream is completely broken, not strong enough to produce much of any swell. There's a little exception right here under Tahiti for some possible Christmas swells of 2.5 feet, but all pretty much background level stuff. The North Shore is where we're going to be paying most of our attention at this point. But let's go ahead and take a quick look at this one possibility for us right there. Now, it is a fairly zonal track, or west to east. This is the middle of December. It does have a little bit of fetch on its west flank, and the last of its track does start to tilt up towards us. So let's go ahead and claim around the 22nd or 23rd a 1 to 2.5 or waist to chest high south swell, if you want to mark your calendars. Taking a look at that high pressure that's the cause of it all, it is going to be trying to be pushed south. There's its ridge on this side and bumping the jet stream up and over, keeping those low pressures too far away for our liking. Wind swells coming up here strong. We got 3 to 5 foot swells and high surf advisories all the way through the weekend and into next week. You see these isobars? They're about 900 nautical miles long, and that's the upstream fetch. So not only are we getting locally generated wind swell, but upstream wind swell as well. Those combine to bring us these advisory levels. And there's only slight easing over the weekend, and then a re-ramp, a reinforcement as the high pressure builds once again. Now to the upper regions. Here we are over here. 20 north, there's some upper level troughing going on, or long areas of low pressure that's creating more rain than usual. We'll get to the reflective loop showing the rain, but this is the reason why it's not only cloudy but a bit wetter than normal as well, due to that troughing from our south. The brown regions are the drier sinking air, and they're getting squeezed out by the storms to our north and south. Okay, as we drill down, you can see that that clockwise flow to that giant high pressure. The upper regions showing their typical eastward track. Highs are going to be about 82, lows about 72, with cloudy periods for the most part happening all the way through into next week, and quite a bit of rain upstream especially. Okay, that is the update. We'll see you at the Billabong Pipeline Masters finish tomorrow, Friday, and back here next week with your next local swell tracker. Thanks for stopping by. Aloha.